After 7 of the Makot, we now come to Parshat Bo. Within the discussions between Moshe and Paro, after the Makot of Barad and Choshech, after the hail and after the darkness, we can actually see the crux of the argument that was happening between the attitude that Moshe has to life and that of Paro. It's a fascinating argument that they have, and you can actually tell that this is the number one change that the Jewish people are going to take as they come out of Mitzrayim. What happens? Moshe, after the plague, comes down to Paro's house, and Paro turns to him and says, "Fine, you can go. Just go on." And Moshe says, and he asks him, "Who is going to go with you to serve God in the desert?" Moshe answers, "The men, the women, the children, and the animals. Everybody, every single part of our people are going to go and serve God in the desert." Paro turns and says, "What are you talking about? Why are you asking for such a crazy request? Only the men shall go." And with that, he leaves, and then we have Makat Choshech. We have the darkness. After the darkness, the same argument comes. Paro says, "Fine, the men can go, the women can go, the children can go, but leave your stuff. Why are you taking your animals along with you?" Moshe says, "No, it's all or no one." At that point, Paro says, "Forget it, this is the last time we're ever going to speak," and it really was. What's the argument between them? Why does Moshe want every single individual, no matter what, as well as all of the animals, to go and serve God in the desert? Well, Paro says, "I don't get it. Why do you want everyone to go? Why do you need everyone?" I think the argument between them is that between what it means to be a nation, Am Yisrael, and what it means to believe in a religion. Paro came and says, "This is a religious thing. You guys want to serve your God? Fine, go serve your God." Who serves the God? It's the men standing there. It's the priests. They'll go, they'll give some sacrifices, and that's it. They serve their God. What do you need the children there? They're going to be screaming, they're going to be crying. They're not part of this whole religious, spiritual atmosphere. You don't need them there. I don't understand. Finally he says, "Okay, fine. If you want your kids to be screaming in the back, go for it. I don't understand it. But why do you need your animals?" Moshe comes to him and says, "It's not a religion. We're not just going and giving sacrifices and doing rituals, standing in a temple. That's not what it's about. It's about becoming a people, a nation, something that's not just a religion but a lifestyle that reflects on every aspect of our lives. It reflects on our families, it reflects on our children, it reflects on the possessions that we own, on our animals, and everything that we have." Judaism is not just a religious practice outside of the home, and we are different people inside the home. Rather, Judaism is about bringing God and bringing what we believe in into every aspect of life. From the men, the women, the children, everyone in the family, and including all the possessions that we own. How does this reflect practically in our lives? Well, we see that with the Korban Pesach, the Pesach sacrifice that we give at the end of this week's Parsha. We learn about something very, very special about it. It's a Korban, it's a sacrifice that's given in the home. And not only that, but it's a sacrifice that reflects everything about what it means to have a home that can turn into a temple. We put the blood, instead of around the altar, we put it around the doorposts of our home. We have to eat it inside of our home with our families. It's a sacrifice that shows that we don't go outside of the home to serve God in our temple, but rather we bring the temple and create it within the home. That's the difference between being a people, a lifestyle, a world that reflects our ideals, and just having a religion that we live by. Have a Shabbat Shalom.